There's a story developing down in Carolina with the Carolina Panthers, and I love how it's all gone.
Sure.
Guy was a minority owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Carolina Panthers come up for sale because of previous ownerships, everything. David Tepper buys it. We get introduced to this character, David Tepper, and we start learning about his business acumen and some of the spiteful, petty things he had potentially done in business world. And then we see him start to build a building, a new facility, and then he shuts it down, files bankruptcy, sues the town because they didn't hold up their end of the bargain. This guy's a shrewd businessman.
Yes.
And we've seen him, throw ice on people. He coughed accidentally, and he threw it on other teams' fans. He's a billionaire owner of the NFL team. And then obviously we've seen him go into a store that had a sign basically directed to him, telling him he hits a hat off a guy. I mean, just this dude is one of one.
He's passionate.
Yeah, he's one of one. He's done a lot of things. Well, now he is seeking, I think, $650 million of taxpayer money to build either a new stadium, new facility. Cam Newton, one of the most famous Carolina Panthers, and obviously a man who is very well connected in Carolina, chit-chatted about David Tepper and the Carolina Panthers' future plans and what's going to have to take place for it to maybe happen.
Ain't none of this shit gonna be worth a
okay?
If you got the chairman, the president, or the CEO, or the person who's making the calls isn't at one with the city. I don't give a damn how much money you got.
Because they need the taxpayers' money.
I don't care how much money you got. I don't care how much money you're asking for. But if you're not at one, the number one in charge is not at one with the city.
He's number one, Cam Newton. If you remember.
Yes.
It's not. So
it's a cool sign.
Take it for what it's worth. That looks phenomenal. You know. And obviously Charlotte has been yearning a destination or to be the marquee destination for bigger events.
For sure.
Every city wants or has admiration to have the Super Bowl potentially come there.
Yep.
Now, the truth of the matter is, what about the regular, situation? Now, that looks like an ultimate fan experience.
That's right.
Cool. All for it. But, dude, you know who you are.
Yeah.
You gotta tap in.
Nice.
He's talking about David Tepper, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
He's saying, hey, you're going to have to turn babyface with this city if you're going to ask for $650 million.
Soon.
You just moved down here a couple years ago. You fired 6 coaches for our soccer team. You fired we got a number 1 overall pick for you, and you hired somebody. It's just complete failure. There was 35 people at the game, the last game of the year, in the rain. You got Luke Combs coming out saying, I'm good at music. Doesn't mean I'm good at running an NFL team.
Yeah.
Maybe Tepper needs to think, I'm good at business. Maybe I'm not good at running an NFL team. He's getting shrapnel from everywhere, and he's causing it. He is a massive reason for all the shit that he's in. But Cam Newton's pointing out something that I assume he's been, chatted about around the city and everything. It's like you're asking for money from a group of people that seemingly hate you. Let's go ahead and turn that around before we potentially ask for money. But when they ask for money, Charlotte is a wonderful place.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
It is a beautiful city, perfect for hosting things, actually. The way it all is set up and the way the temperature is, the people that live there are fantastic. I mean, Charlotte is a great city to host things. If they were to get a $650 million upgrade to their stadium, I think that would qualify as city investing in the NFL. So then the NFL is potentially more likely to take a Super Bowl there. Super Bowl comes there. That means billions of dollars are coming there. That means maybe you're back in the conversation of it all. But to do that, the owner of the team has to seemingly get back in good graces with the entire city. And that's not as easy as some would potentially think.
Not easy at all. And I spent 1 year in Carolina, Cam's rookie year, actually. And Cam obviously had that city, that franchise, that fan base on another level. And Jerry Richardson, for everything he wasn't and all the bad shit he had, he was tapped in with that city when it came to football. Everybody knew, he loved football and loved that organization. Obviously, they went a long way early on. So, yeah, honestly, I think Tepper, and I'm knowing how he is, probably not, but he should get Cam in the fold at some point because it's, once again.
You overpaid him mightily to be a backup quarterback, right?
I mean, a lot of, you see a lot of these, Dan Morgan's there, obviously the GM now, but a lot of these organizations bringing kind of guys just being around the building just, because you have a face like that, you know somebody who's tapped in with that city. And obviously you need good players. You need a good team that's trotting out there week in, week out. That's the number one thing. And a lot of people are looking at Tepper as the reason why they haven't been able to put that out there. So you never want that as an owner. But who knows what we've seen so far. It doesn't look like he'll be changing anytime soon. But I agree with Cam's sentiment and what he's saying. But that would be a great city, I think, for a Super Bowl. Big hub as far as traveling to, easy to travel, to get out. Great city, I think, to host conventions, big events. So I'll be looking forward to
a lot of restaurants, bars.
Oh yeah,
Everything,
great food,
everything walkable.
Good barbecue
downtown. I mean, it is. Charlotte is a great city. That he brought up the Super Bowl point. I'm like, Charlotte hasn't. Has Charlotte?
I don't think so.
I assume they had one.
I assume
they already did.
I would hope that a city like Charlotte would have hosted one already, but I guess.
Nah. I would assume.
What can he do though? What can he do to get back on like the good graces of everybody? I don't.
Win, but also like don't ask for taxpayer money, just pay it.
But don't.
Yeah, he would have to use his own money. You're right, use private funding. But yeah, that's what owners do though. They try to get as much money as they can from the city. Not all of them. You're right. I guess is Tepper willing to do that to put up?
He filed bankruptcy already.
Yeah.
I'm not paying any of the bills that are outstanding. I'm filing bankruptcy. That's on you. That's not on me. We had a deal. You're not holding it. I think he's a rather shrewd businessman, and obviously the bankruptcy weapon has been used by a lot of people in the business world. It's talked about very publicly, especially with everything going on in the election that is taking place. But I don't think he's ever going to be a guy that isn't going to take money that's potentially not his or that is available. You know, all those people say, well, you get rich building businesses with other people's money. It's like, yeah, but do you have the ownership over it? Yeah, well, I'm the one getting the money. Yeah, I do get to. It's like, don't you feel like you should be invested though? Like if you were to invest that money into that place, wouldn't you feel like it's yours more now? And I know everybody, mortgages and banks and yada, 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 you do it. But if you're a multi-billionaire and you have the capability to build your own palace pretty much, and why wouldn't you do it? You know?
Well, with the NFL, doesn't it feel like with the NFL, sorry to cut you off there, but doesn't it feel like it's almost like a no-brainer where you're not going to lose money? Whatever you put in, it's not going to go away. If you ever want to sell it, you know people are going to be lining up to buy it.
Like here in Indianapolis, Irsay has a phenomenal deal with the city that paid for Lucas Oil Stadium to be built because allegedly there was a helicopter that he was in that was flying over L.A., you know, when the Colts' new stadium conversation was taking place at a city level. And the city of Indianapolis obviously loves football and everything like that. But he's not in charge of the stadium. Colts are not in charge of the stadium. So if there's an AFC Championship game that needs like a home, because storms and everything like that, that's not like a Colts decision or an NFL decision. That's the city's decision. And the city has a volleyball tournament in the Lucas Oil Stadium. So we can't have the AFC Championship. So it's like, if you're one of these billionaires that wants to have say and power and yada, 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 it's like, why don't you build your own shit? And then you're able to do concerts. We're just talking about how great Charlotte is.
Your own Patriots place, right? You want to build your own Patriots place where everyone comes, you own the hotels, you own all the shop, you own all of that. That's what every owner is trying to get to because that's where you truly get like the value in those franchises, I feel like.
A lot of these owners are trying to get to that with other people paying for it.
For sure.
No doubt.
Yeah, we definitely want Patriot Place. So who's paying for it? Well, you would be.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not. I'm going to keep my money. I don't.
And like Jerry, obviously paying for his, but
he got the big tax money too, though. I think we thought that his tax money was a lot smaller than it actually was. I think he put up a lot, obviously, because it is Jerry world and it's so big. But he got massive taxpayer money as well. Everybody seemingly has because what NFL brings to the city. I'm not saying it's not worth it. There are people that hate the tax money's used at all for this, and they don't fully understand community, business, everything that kind of the NFL brings. But I think more ownership, jobs, activities, events. Hope, inspiration. I mean, there's like so much.
There's got to be some kind of tax break for everybody who owns the stadium.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's got to be because all the.
Well, yeah, that's why you go build your stadium out in the middle of nowhere because they give you big, like 30-year tax breaks to come out there and build your place.